I promise you I'll get it done as quickly as possible. I have two goals for this presentation. One is to make you understand what I have in store for you, and second is I'll not let this fine lady ring that bell. So I'll do it before it is done. All right, so the tool name is Stamatics. So quick intro, I'm Jayesh Rangras. My boss is Ashish Bist. Those who know him, he would love you if you call him Ash the Flash. A little bit about Arise. This is so that you understand why this tool is important to us. So Arise operates out of US, Canada, Jamaica, UK, India, and we are moving, trying to get our footprints in some more geos. Uh, so, interesting fact about Arise is work from home. We did it before COVID. Gig before Uber made it so known. We have been doing it for about 25 plus years, and most of the employees on our platform are females. So I'll not waste much time here. I'll quickly go ahead. The next slide I have is quick intro of what this gig model gives us. It gives us about 14% benefit on FTE. I can flex my capacity. So when I mean flex, I can increase or decrease my capacity on a normal day by 2x. And on a seasonal trend, I can do it by 6 times, up or down. There's obviously cost savings associated with it. Now, jumping right into the tool. So this tool has been awarded a prestigious award in America. This is developed in-house and for the core purpose of giving us success in gig work. We have integrated it with telephony. It is available on mobile and has a lot of reporting functionalities as well. Okay, so I'm going to spend some time here. This is our typical intraday model. This is how generally a call center call volume trend would look like. And what in our traditional models, the block model, so to say, what we would do is we would call people in an 8-hour shift, 5 days working. And what happens with that is we have to carry some influx, extra capacity in some intervals where we really don't need them. And in some cases, we may not staff people for the peak. We would say that, okay, on an overall day level, we can still meet it. But what's the beauty with the gig model is I can staff as per my requirement for all the intervals. And I don't have to do scheduling. I don't have to prepare blocks. My associates, so we call them service partners, they do that job for me. So I have made my problem their problem. Now, as you can see, more efficiency here. It's more efficient way. I get more productivity. I get better utilization. I get better employee satisfaction. So my associates, my service partners, they choose their own work time. I don't choose that for them. They will decide when they want to come, when they want to take a break, and make money. Now, with this model, with this tool, what this tool also gives me is flex capacity. Now, let's say on an intraday, my reality change, an outage happens, some hurricane or something is driving my volume. Now, what do? I use my tool to ask for urgent service, which is in our world called as overtime. Or there are some times where I would see my volume is going down. Then I would ask for interval exceptions, which is, in other words, voluntary timeout. And I can do that in 30 to 60 minutes. That's the beauty of this tool. Alright, so a quick video. It's a 3-minute video, just bear with me.
Arise's proprietary Stormatic scheduling system allows brands to harvest the capacity of our dynamic, distributed network of service partners. Looking at the interval chart shown at the bottom of this screen, you can see the number of 30-minute intervals that are available each day. This gives brands a couple of different benefits. First, it allows them to match service partners directly to the interval requirement curve. Second, this gives brands the ability to massively flex capacity in the sense that we can go from a requirement in one interval to a much higher requirement in the next and then back down. It really is a flexible model. As you compare this to a block scheduling methodology, it also removes additional expense by keeping the model efficient, matching the requirements of the brand without excess capacity. On this top left-hand table, what you can see is it also gives brands the flexibility to allow for seasonal changes in capacity. The total hours posted can be adjusted to match changes in volumes. It also allows an additional incentive for service partners as pre-select categories are tied into their performance scorecards. This allows the highest performers opportunity to select more service time. We also have pre-select categories tied into certification. This allows us to reserve service time for those who are completing certification to help with their learning process and transition into production. The last chart that you see here on the right is a summary. It also provides us the ability to flex through what we call urgent service, when client needs more capacity on a short notice. As we select the column heading, it allows us to see the urgent service as it has been published. As we see the need to flex intraday, we would come over to our urgent service group. We're adjusting, select a specific date that we want to add more service time, and enter those additional intervals. In this example, we add 10 service partners between the 1 and 1:30 intervals. Add 20 service partners at the 2 o'clock and 2:30 intervals. The other thing that the tool allows us to do is instantly send messaging to service partners by checking the send text message box. As soon as we hit that submit button, service partners will receive a text message informing them of the additional and immediate interval availability. This is the service partner view of our Stormatic application. As you can see, it has a similar interval matrix as we saw in the administrative view. This allows service partners to select intervals that meet their scheduling needs. Wherever there is an available interval, service partners will see a box for selection. Each box will have color-coded shading indicating service time availability. In this view, most service time is tied to regular posting, but you can see that urgent service is also highlighted in red. Service partners have a lot of flexibility to adjust their schedules up to the day of service. This is done through the practice of swap. If there are intervals available for swap, service partners only have to come into those boxes and put a check mark on it and hit submit. Once the service partner receives a confirmation, the entire view will be updated, and they will be able to see the total amount of service time that they've selected for each day of the week.
All right. So thank you for bearing with the technical issue and letting me complete the video. So a quick feedback that we have got from our service partners. Let me actually show you another video in interest of time. This is what they have to say about us.
It provides me the ability to work on my time, which is something that's kind of weird or strange to some people, because they think that they have to run that 9 to 5 type job or shift work. But when I explain it to my customer service professionals that they could feasibly work a half an hour and then take a 3-hour break if they wanted to, they're amazed.
I love the Arise platform. It definitely allows me to be there for my kids.
I'm president of a local nonprofit. I care about my community. That's why I love Arise. It gives me the flexibility to be there for others.
I love using the Arise platform because it gives me incredible flexibility.
My girls were very young, one in preschool and one just starting kindergarten. And it was wonderful that I was able to adjust my schedule perfectly to meet their needs.
Well, being a mother of 3 sons, it was very important to me to be involved in their life and in school. And so I definitely needed that flexibility to be able to be a part of that part of their life. Freedom to be with your family and still be able to work and be successful at it.
Being a service partner with Arise has been a wonderful experience. I'll give it a 10.
The culture that I felt in terms of how you were going to take care of the service providers, I just felt I just knew something was good, right? Like, and I think you can tell, like we all can, when you're talking to somebody who really runs a fundamentally sound operation, cares about people, right? When you can deliver, you can combine those two things for an experience. I just got the sense in our conversations that we were talking to the right provider.
So I'm not going to bore you with the same data points. So it's clear, tried, tested, model, been there, done this thing for about almost 3 decades now. We know we have true case studies, just like how Uber has it. This is productive. This gives us better NPS. This gives us better utilization, saves our cost, and we are able to do that only and only because of this award-winning platform that we call Starmatics. So with that, I'm going to close the timer. I'm before time, so I met my goal. I'm happy to take any questions, but if we want to go ahead, I can connect with you offline. So any questions, or do you want to take it offline?
Even if you don't have people taking the availability at a certain time, you don't impact service levels.
So help me understand your question. So your question is on live chats.
Live channel, right? So
Live
because
channels. Okay.
people choose their schedule, people choose their slot. But what if there is a service level target that you need to achieve, and if nobody is picking up that slot?
Okay, so this is a business trick. You would have to join Arise for me to share it with you. But then we know what numbers we have to take. So like in a brick and mortar setup, you know what shrinkages you have to take. You know what absences you're planning for. You know your work hour schedules. So we know for our existing business as to what is the right headcount mix that I have to carry to ensure that I meet my goals. So what headcount, what X number of headcounts do I carry to ensure that I get 100 FT worth of work?
Thank you.
You're welcome. But good question. Anything? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So we have done that and we still do it. It is very situational. We would try and look at things of, so we would, in a first instance, we would circle it back with the clients. If they are okay with it, if it is something which is driven by us, we will bear that cost. If it is driven by the customer, either we will look for the brownie points, or if it is something that, it is out of our control and we can make good money, we would ask for it. So it varies for program to program. So we don't have absences, but we do have an adherence, and our general adherence runs at about 20 to 25%. I'm here tomorrow, so if any more questions, I can connect with you offline. Interest of time, I'm going to pass it on to the next speakers. Thank you very much. And the good news is we are almost done. Happy Friday is just around the corner. So.